Hello, I'm Shishadai, and I'm going to be talking about the basics of a Protoss economy. If you go onto Reddit or any of the Protoss websites where they have forums and you ask for help as a newer player, like, I don't know how I lost this game, can you help me? 99% of the time, before you actually give any information or tell them anything that happened, they're going to tell you you need a macro better. They're going to tell you you need to make more probes and more pylons. So today I'm actually going to talk about what that actually means and why they say that. So basically, MC is a Korean Protoss player. He is awesome. He's one of my favorite players of all time. And he had a video he made at one point for a Protoss versus Terran build guide. And he made the statement, Nexus make probe, probe make army, army make win. That's an exact quote, so just go with it. It's not grammatically correct, but MC is awesome, so it's whatever. So basically, what we're doing is we're building probes. We're going to build probes. We're going to build a nexus. We're going to build army, and we're going to make win. Now I'm actually in a game by myself. This is another one of those me versus no one games, so I don't have to worry about anything else going on, and I can talk about what I'm doing. And what I'm doing right now is the normal 19 nexus build, where you have a nexus come down at 19 supply. You take your cybercore at 20, second gas at 21, second pylon at 22. And if you've done it right, everything lines up, and I'll show you how that is. So, building probes, building probes. I sent my gas probe, the first gas probe over here to scout, see what's going on. And he's going to tell me what all's going on. I'm going to take a look at it and see it, but for right now, we're just going to focus on building things, building things, building things. So, I didn't finish saturating that gas, so that's annoying. So my gas isn't going to quite line up, and this is how you know you didn't do it right, because there's going to be a very simple benchmark for you to see when this is finished. See, this pylon is finished, whip gate's finished. Okay, I actually do have enough, so it's not too bad, but I actually need a little bit more, because as soon as that cyber core finishes and that pylon finishes, I want to be able to start a mothership core and an adept, and then I want to start whip gate fairly soon. So if you do it right, when your cyber core finishes and the second pylon finishes, you'll have 3 probes on each gas and 16 on your minerals. And then as soon as your mothership core is done, keep building probes. You're going to change the rally point to your natural. You can put both of them on one mineral patch. It doesn't really matter. I happen to like splitting them up because I'm strange. The point of what you're doing, though, is you are spending your money. You are spending your money on important things. We're basically building an economy isn't just making probes and making pylons. It's making decisions based on where you want to go in the game. And basically what a build is a set of steps taken to achieve a certain goal. Say I want to have an army that can kill my opponent in by the 6-minute mark. So basically I'm going to only have 2 bases. I'm going to have about 6 gateways and a robo. And I'm just going to, after about the 4-minute mark or so, I should be through making as many probes as I'm going to need and just start making units, making pylons, go across the map and kill him. That's the idea. And that's sort of what we're doing today. So by 4 minutes, by the time Whipgate finishes, I should basically be through making probes. Because I'm going to be doing a 2-base blink build, sort of. It's going to have an observer for scouting, and it's a very reliable build. People will probably hate you for it because it's such a good build, especially if it's executed well. And I actually don't do 2-base builds, so bear with me. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. But the idea is to get money and spend it well. So not just spending it on like I need to make 500 pylons right now so I never get supply blocked in the next game either. It doesn't work that way. You need to be spending it on the right things at the right times. So for right now, we're just making probes. Making probes. When I got 100 gas, I made a robotics facility. When I get another 100 gas, I'm going to make a twilight. Robo facility and twilight work very well together. Notice also that I'm making 2 probes. I'm keeping 2 probes queued on my nexus. Because if I forget to check it, that gives me access to a probe I would not have had otherwise. So, Whipgate is a little bit under halfway done. I have the money anyway. I'm going to go ahead and make my 2 extra gateways. Keep making probes. Always make sure you rally your probe back to your mineral line. add those units back to your hotkey. As soon as my robotics facility is done, I'm going to make an observer, send it straight across the map. When I have another 150 gas, I'm making blink. I'm going to chrono both of these, because this is going to be more of a timing attack. When I start blink, I'm going to go ahead and get a natural gas and 2 pylons, one at my front, the natural, and the other behind my mineral line. After that observer is done, I'm going to make one more. I'm a little bit pylon blocked because I've been talking more than I've been macroing, and so I have money for things that I shouldn't have money for just yet. But anyway, here are these pylons completing now. And these 3 gateways are almost finished. So I'm going to go ahead and make them into gateways. Make 4 more gateways, because this is going to get me to the 7 gates that I need. And I'm going to whip in 3 stalkers. Make sure you hotkey this. So the next thing I'm going to make is I'm going to make a warp prism. So you see I have exactly enough money to start that. I've stopped making probes. I'm actually going to make one more because I want to have 16 on workers. 16 on minerals. And then this is my army so far. At the 450 mark, I'm getting a warp prism out. I've got a lot more gates on the way. I'm going to build like 4 pylons, because each pylon is 8 supply. Every time I warp in a full round of units from 7 gateways, it's going to be 14 supply. So you see I warped in just now, and it told me I need more pylons. So I can warp in 2 rounds, which is 22 seconds of warp-ins on that supply. So I'm going to warp in stalkers. Blink just finished. I had exactly enough money for this ridiculously large army. So I'm sitting on, what number is that? 15 stalkers? No. 13 stalkers, 1 adept, and for whatever reason my probe is still in my army. So this is a huge army, and I'm hitting before 6 minutes. So if I hit with this army at 6 minutes, I'm going to be able to micro my stalkers back, which is, micro is another thing we'll talk about later. Just to keep them from taking damage, whatever. And I'm going to keep warping into my thing here. And now at this point I'm actually a little bit gas blocked, because I'm supposed to be also warping in adepts as necessary. And that's just how you spend your extra minerals, because your gas income is going to be lower because we only took 1 gas in the natural. But notice after I warp in, it's like, okay, so I'm going to need more pylons, because when this finishes out, I can only warp in 2 more units, and I'm supply blocked. So pylons, absolutely necessary. And you want to be building at least 2 pylons every time you warp in units, because that's going to allow you to have supply without being supply blocked. And you see what I just did there? I blinked up, because I have an observer here that can show me. A lot of times when I'm at versus Terran, I'll come over here, and if they give me an opportunity, I'll blink into his main. And that's a nice little trick that I do that just looks really fantastic. And the way I do it is, if you're curious, I will move my stalkers, I will hit the shift key and B, and then I will click the ground where I want them to blink to. And they'll move to that spot, they'll blink down, and then they'll move on where I moved them. You could also just all move them really close and blink up into it, but the point is, I have a very large economy, and if I'm whipping in when I'm supposed to be, I'm spending all my money. Now the thing is, if you ever need to take another base, because if you look at my mineral line, it says I'm at 16 of 12, so what does that mean? It means I have these 4 probes that aren't really, and now I have more probes, that aren't really contributing to the cause. They're oversaturated. So I need to take another base. What this means is you just stop making stalkers for a minute. Stop making units, and you'll have money, because my income right now is really good. You see how fast my money's going up.
You must construct additional pylons.
The firstborn shall persevere.
But basically, the idea is you're building units, you're building probes, you're building production, and you're building units. And when you get really good at this, you will break everybody you play against at a lower level until it gets to the point where you have to be, able to build other things or bigger things. Personally, I'm a macro style Protoss, so this particular build is not one that I use. I will have like 5 gateways. I'll do 3 gateways. I'll warp in 3 stalkers. I'll take a third base and I'll warp in more units because I can defend it. But at a lower level, going up to 5 or even 7 gateways before you expand is not a big deal because you'll have units you'll be able to attack, be able to defend. You'll be able to probably just straight up kill your opponent. I have 118 supply. I had roughly 100. I had 94 supply at 6 minutes. And I only have, if we look at my worker count right now, 42 workers. 44 is fully saturated. It's that right now is 76 army supply. This is terrifying. It doesn't have upgrades, but it doesn't have like attack upgrades, but it's terrifying because there's just so much of it. And if you have good blink micro, you don't ever have to worry about it dying because likely whoever you're playing won't be able to focus fire very well. So you just blink your ones back and carry on. And this army won't ever die, effectively. But basically what it boils down to is build probes, build pylons, build production, build units, and kill your opponent. Just kill him. It really is that simple. And I know I kind of rambled a little bit at the end wasn't really necessary. I sort of kind of taught you a build, but what I want you to get out of it is the why behind it and the what you're really doing in the process. This is Benjamin, also known as Shir Shaddai. Have an awesome day, and I hope this helps. Have a good one.